Okay, so don't say anything that
See
you
the
don't
Slytherin house?
want anyone to hear
Exactly.
outside of this room.
It's like a lion with wings.
Where's Sunda? Is she coming back anytime soon?
She's in New York right now. I think she's gonna go to England to see her daughter.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll be back till Friday. All right, you ready, Billy? There you go, place. All right, and we'll come up in. Yeah, let's go, baby.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us here for Manic Monday here at LA School of Comedy at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. And I have to be honest with you, I'm not wearing the jacket for style. I'm wearing the jacket more for like structure. Just having seen myself now a lot on those monitors and like, all right, no, my gut still exists. So yeah, so now it's just like I gotta accept the fact that no, I cannot hide it. So layers. Anyways, thanks for joining us here on a Monday night. My name is Billy Ramirez. Everyone's like, oh, you do Monday, like you're here on a Monday. What a shock, or something like that. No, it's just because I'm American and Monday Night Football's on. It's I gotta watch it even if the team suck, but. But for LA School of Comedy, it's a recent thing that I've discovered, and I can't pass up the opportunity to join all of you, and take advantage of this wonderful stage and environment. So, hello. Anyways, speaking of Monday night, you know who's probably on TV right now? Jake from State Farm. I have to admit, I'm sick of Jake from State Farm because I don't know why I'm supposed to care. I don't know why he's hanging out with Patrick Mahomes, because as far as I remember, Jake from State Farms started out as this lame white guy in a miserable marriage. Because remember that, she sounds hideous. Like, really, lady, in that bathroom? Glass houses. So going from that poor guy, who's working at 3 a.m. selling insurance, trying to keep up with the mortgage, for your, she sounds hideous. Didn't even ask a question. Whatever. And then suddenly he disappears, and now it's a cool black guy who probably has a big crank because he's a cool black guy, and now he gets to hang out too with Patrick Mahomes. That's it. He just I don't know. Just give us a backstory. And also, we're watching football. There's Patrick Mahomes. What does Jake from State Farm add that Patrick Mahomes doesn't add? Like in the commercial pitch meeting, like the very last one before. They're going to shoot the commercial. Someone's like, all right, here at State Farm, how we're going to show this commercial to a bunch of football fans. And, we have Patrick Mahomes, a very prominent quarterback. He's won a bunch of Super Bowls and MVP trophies. So in case the NFL fans who are watching this commercial don't connect with Patrick Mahomes, maybe we should add Jake from us. Oh, come on, man. Just give us a backstory. Like maybe something, when I'm watching Monday Night Football, and I just turn to my buddy, this new Jake. Mm-hmm. Did you know for the first 15 years of his career, he sold the General Insurance? Yeah, they got rid of him for Shaq. Yeah, poor guy. But now he gets to hang out with Patrick Mahomes, so good for him. Anyways, let's see what else. I watched a video recently about these chefs that, I'm in this is more of a marketing question for me, really, because it was a video of 10 chefs taste test frozen pizza. Spoiler alert, Totino's didn't win. And then at one point at this video, it just hit me that there's a frozen pizza called Tombstone Pizza. It's been called Tombstone Frozen Pizza this entire time. A food product called Tombstone Pizza, How did that get out? Someone do a documentary on how Tombstone Pizza got out. I don't know. Were there other products that they had at the time? What are you going to name this frozen pizza? How about Tombstone? I like it. It goes well with our line of cemetery frozen taquitos and our line of funeral home frozen waffles. Or I don't know, whatever. So, anyways, I don't know how delicious that joke was, but yeah, but. Please give a very tasty and delicious welcome to a first-timer. Yes, I'm calling you out. Let's get this Band-Aid. Let's rip it off. Johnny Parmesan. You don't want to go?
Am I next?
Yes.
All right.
That's why I looked directly at you, at your face, and did the whole
You didn't say his name. Oh, you did.
Johnny Parmesan, right?
Yeah.
Yay! All right, cool.
You guys don't do like on deck?
I should do it. No, that one is.
No,
I
it's
know.
surprise.
Cinda's
Thank
always
you.
like, fuck you, you're on.
I feel like maybe I should have realized that's what it meant. What's up, everybody?
Woo!
So, one time I met this girl who colors her hair after every meal she eats. You know, she gets like a new hair color. And I asked her why she's doing that. And she says, I'm on a diet. So, yeah. I told a bunch of Egyptian guys to stack up a bunch of rocks. It was a pyramid scheme. Yeah. So I met there's this guy who's dyslexic, and he won't admit that he's dyslexic, you know? So I go to him and I tell him, hey man, Denali ain't just a river in Egypt. So you guys heard of sharks, right? You know, they always trying to, what's the deal with sharks? They're always trying to bite you and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when a shark bites you, it hurts because they got like 95 teeth. It's crazy. You know, I mean, they got all these different types of sharks. You know, they got a hammerhead shark. What's the point of that? Like, why is it, what? It's got a hammer for a head. Is there a nailhead shark going around? Yeah. You know, they got something called a nurse shark. It's like it's got 95 jagged teeth that can bite your leg off. Well, that's not what you want for a nurse. I know there's one girl called Jasmine. She's a nurse. She actually is like that, but she's not normal. Yeah, she's abnormal for a nurse. Yeah. See, they got the tiger shark. You know that one. The weird thing about that, I looked at the tiger shark. It doesn't look that much like a tiger. It does kind of look like a shark. Maybe they could call it a shark. You know, they got the great white shark. Why is it the great white shark? Is there another one that's the average white shark that they have to tell the difference? How come they don't have an average one also? And you know what? They got a whale shark. I looked at the whale shark. It didn't even look that much like a whale. It does look kind of like a shark though. So maybe they should call it a shark. So you know what? You ever heard of shark fin soup? They take like the shark fin and they put in like a bowl of broth. It's like they eat in China and like stuff like that, you know? I was wondering like, what's the point of this thing? Why are you putting like a whole shark fin into a broth? Like, are you trying to eat the whole ocean? It's like a shark fin sticking out of the broth, you know? It's like a mini version of the ocean. Yes, you know, the other day I saw an invisible man parking my car, and he was drinking some ranch dressing. And I go up to him and I ask him, what's even going on? And he said, I'm a hidden valet. You know, recently I've been putting some cough syrup in my food. It's called lean cuisine. So, you ever thought about what it'd be like if you lived in a world of the chess pieces? You know, that'd be kind of strange. Like your homies that you're hanging out with is just like the whole royal family and two horses and two castles. What kind of people are those? You think the chess pieces got names for each other, for themselves, besides just like the piece? Like, yeah, this is our new bishop. His name's Jeff Brokowski. You know. Yeah, but there's actually a dark side of chess that people might not know about as much. The board, it has a checkered past. And you know, all the pieces actually, they got all the pieces from a pawn shop. So you know what? You know, the guy who owns the pawn shop was Australian. When I was going over there to buy the pieces, I was like, yo, how can I pay for this? And he told me, you can use a check, mate. Yeah. You know, some of the chess pieces are unhappy with the way that the board is right now. Like, they want to change it up, you know? You know, the pawns are all saying that they want more opportunities for promotion. Promotion is a move in chess. Well, it's not a move. It's like a thing that can happen. And you know, the bishops are saying they want to be able to jump over other pieces the way that a knight can. You know? They want to have they were going to call that move, they're going to call that move the leap of faith.
A horse.
No, the bishop jumping over the bishops want to be able to jump also. And they call that the leap of faith. You know, people, you know, you guys ever heard of opossums?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, opossums, they're like these little animals that kind of look like mice. But they're not actually mice. They're actually a marsupial, you know? They got like, they have a pouch on. They keep their kids in a pouch, you know? Sometimes people are talking about helicopter parents. You ever that thing? It's like when your parents are always watching you all the time. People that talking about that, you know, it's even worse if you're an opossum. Because then your parents are your house. Yeah, and what's really sad is when an opossum is an orphan. Because then it's also homeless. You know how people sometimes talking about how girls' pants don't have the pockets on them? They're saying like they need it. For opossums, that wouldn't be a problem because for the female opossum to have a pouch, you know? So maybe the people who made the pants thought it was opossum pants. You know what I'm saying? That would make sense. And you know the other thing about opossums, when yeah, you know when a possum's in danger, it likes to play dead. You know, like it's actually alive, but it acts like it's dead. That's what possums do when there's like a predator around. But what you gotta watch out for actually is the dead opossums, because when they're dead, they act like they're alive. They're just like jumping around and stuff. Is that 1 minute?
Go.
So you know the other thing about marsupial, the kangaroo. You know, kangaroo. That's another marsupial. In Australia, they're always throwing a boomerang at the kangaroo. You know, that's how they hunt the kangaroos. You know, the Aborigines and whatever. They're like, oh, we hunted the kangaroo. We threw the boomerang at it. And then we'll eat a wasp larva. But But what I'm wondering is, what's the point of the boomerang, like, coming back at you like that, you know? The kangaroo's in front of you. You could just throw a normal stick at it. The only thing that happens with the boomerang is it comes back and hits you also after it hit the kangaroo. Is this some kind of suicide weapon? I feel like it must have been like a depressed guy in Australia. When one of the Aborigines got all depressed, he's like, yeah, let me make a boomerang. It'll hit me also. I'm feeling very depressed. No, there's not enough wasp larvae for me. Now I'm sad. I would invent a boomerang. So, you know, how do Japanese people decide who sits in the front seat of a car?
How?
They call Shogun. So, you know, you guys ever heard of Ireland? You know, Ireland's kind of a weird country. So, you know, the capital of Ireland, it's always getting bigger. Because it's Dublin. And you know the Blarney Stone? You ever heard of the Blarney Stone?
Yeah.
The Blarney Stone is the only real rock in all of Ireland. The others are all shamrocks. And you know, one time there was a short Irish guy. He had a degenerative nerve disease. And he became the leader of a tribe of Mongolian warlords. And his name was Leper Khan. You know, you ever heard of Irish potato salad?
Yeah.
It's just a salad dressing. You ever heard of Irish baked potatoes? They just turn the oven on and don't put anything in it.
Potato famine jokes.
Oh, God.
You know, one time there was an East African guy who became a wine server. He was called a sommelier. All right, that's the end. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Johnny double fist.
Once again, Johnny Parmesan, first time at LA School of Comedy. That's the kind of comedy you get here at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. Wow, you've had fascinating travel adventures. Like you got to ride Japan, Australia, and kangaroos, sharks, Aborigines, and all that. And now you got me thinking, like the whole Great White Shark thing, because there was a band called Average White Band, and I was like, well, what's the? Oh, well, there's a band called Great White, you know. So I don't know. Anyways, but speaking of music, I'm a big music fan, and one thing that I don't know if it intentionally or unintentionally cracks me up is the dichotomy of jazz musicians being, you know, crafting such beautiful music and also being some of the angriest sons of bitches you've ever seen in your life. Because that cracks me up. Like, you just read any stories about, like, Buddy Rich, the drummer. He was such a miserable SOB that, like, he was recorded on his bus yelling at his band, and some of those lines ended up being lines of dialogue in Seinfeld. Like, Charles Mingus, the bassist, would punch anyone, and I don't know, but it just cracks me up. Like Buddy Rich, he would yell at his band and just jump back in. So just imagine being like in the early 60s, maybe late 50s at a beautiful club in New York City, you're front row, you're eating a steak, you're dressed to the nines, and the band's up there like, all of a sudden, stop. God damn it, Jones, if you come in late one more time, I'm going to drag you in front of everyone and I'm going to beat you senseless. 2, 3, 4, doom, 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 doom. Like, enjoy your steak. Eat your fucking steak. Anyways, but speaking of angry individuals, I'm going to bring up the angriest individual I've ever met in my life. So be ready for this guy, because watch out. The one and only Lee Schwartz.
Yeah, I'm extremely angry. You can see it on my face. Very, very angry. I can't control how angry I feel right now. Let's see. I'm trying to keep it down. Keep it under control. Pops up ever so often. But anyway, so much food for thought over there. Wow. I mean, in one day I don't get that many thoughts, period. You know, I mean that was just stocked my mind up for a while now, so it's hard to think with so many of those thoughts. Foods for thought. I get, you know, sometimes I have too many thoughts. I feel full with foods for thought. Yeah. I just had to chuck in one of the dumb. Not dumb. I didn't mean dumb. My dumb lines meaning I said they're dumb, because I was dumb when I said them. Those are the dumb lines, not dumb lines. See, right? Because when I say it, it becomes a dumb line because I said it being kind of dumb. So, if that makes sense, I don't know, but I'll try to figure that out later. But usually I do really clean stuff, and I hope this doesn't shake your foundations right now. But a friend of mine, Eddie, he's a comedian, he said, you know, you're PG, but just for the heck of it, see how it feels, knock it up to R. So I said, I'll try to do that. I'll really try to do that. I said, what the fuck? So, fine. All right. So, good place to start. So, I try to fucking get a hold of myself sometimes, but I'll do my best. It's not me to say fuck all the time. So, I'm going to try to keep under fucking control right now. Not get, this is my first fucking try here. Okay. Bear fucking with me, okay? It's not me. I don't fucking say all this. Most times I don't fucking care about fucking things, period. I just let them go. Let them the fuck out, really. It all comes down to one, fucking thing, really. And the word fuck, really, my familiarity when I was growing up, fuck was the major one. That was like king of the swears. Fuck. You reserve that for like when you're really, really mad at someone. And that, for me, that was it. And I rarely would say it. So, or if you stubbed your toe and you'd say, fuck, And then it all changed, really. It really changed. I remember in 6th grade, Dina D. Domenico, that was her name. And she came over to the locker room and she said, I hate this fucking teacher. And I was just in complete shock. For one, a girl swearing was just unheard of. And then my world changed after that. And then there seemed like so much fucking in the world. I didn't know what to do. So and then I said, kind of, what the fuck, I guess. So, but then I realized this began something, and now I substitute teach on occasion. I did a high school, Venice High School, and no kidding, every other word is fuck with these kids. And there's no, it's like no regard for teachers whatsoever, zero. And they say fuck all the time, and it's becoming another word. It's becoming like and, the, but. It's like they're not even saying with emphasis. It's losing the power of the word, honestly. It's becoming just, they're like, pass the fucking pencil for me? What fucking page are we on now? Sorry, I fucking can't understand this. And I hear it all the time, and they certainly don't hesitate to say fuck off to teachers, especially substitute teachers like myself. And so, but I don't pick any fights, because it's not me. I don't fucking care about those things. But, but really, it's really losing its power. It's becoming another word. It's almost, being reduced to shit, actually. And then it'll just be like, but I don't usually swear at all, really. This was just trying it out. That's all he said. Try it out, add a little energy to things, and that's all for fucking now. Thank you. go.
What are we doing? Fist bump?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That's all good. That's all right. Once again, give it up for Lee. Gives no fuck Schwartz. Wow, dang. I wish I were a badass like Lee Schwartz. Quick, Elizabeth, are you going up? Yes. Okay, sorry. Maybe, well, I don't know. I might call you next. You never know. I'm just thinking about how much of a badass Lee Schwartz is. I wish I were a badass like Lee Schwartz, but it's fine because now I'm in my 40s now. I can accept the fact that I'm never gonna be a badass. Like in my 20s, like I could, I could at least pretend that maybe, if some shit goes down in here, like, I don't know, kung fu, I don't know, but now, no, forget it. It's out of the question. Like if someone barges in here, like we're gonna have a conversation. Like, Sarah, we're gonna talk about feelings. That's what's gonna happen, anyways. But I'm so not a badass in the way that if I were in Die Hard, it would be 15 minutes, and there wouldn't be a Die Hard 2. Like if I were in Taken, the movie would just be called Taken. Like, I'm sorry, that's what happened. You got taken. Like, there's a reason it's not called Rescued. Like, why are you calling me? Call. Like, what did you get yourself into in the first place? I don't know. You know what? Just stay there and think about it. Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah, I'm gonna call you up. Yeah, I don't know if this is no, not yet. I'm not. No, let me just do the thing. I'm just saying. I don't know. I was gonna transition. Like I was, but I know, but like because I already have a little something planned. But man, I don't have anything planned for you. So, but this is your first time though, right? Oh, okay. So wow, yeah. Well, you saw how Johnny Parmesan did, huh? So yeah, the pressure's on. So I mean, so yeah, you're wait, no, wait, but. You gotta wait until I say, hold on. So, coming up next to the stage, Elizabeth, come on down.
Get up there.
Come on down. All right, sorry.
Elizabeth.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Oh my God. How do you take this up? I'm so happy to be here for the first time in Los Angeles at the LA School of Comedy doing improv, stand up for the first time. I'm so excited. Oh my God. This is actually my first time doing stand up. Yes. Is anybody else from the UK here? Me neither. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I really don't. I don't know. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I'm really freaking weird. Like sometimes I'll go to like a party and I'll just like go up to random people and be like, "Hi, how are you? Do you know where the loo is?" And they're like, "Bitch, you don't remember me? Like we were literally introduced 5 minutes ago. You had an American accent. Like, how drunk are you?" And the answer is yes. Absolutely. Very, very drunk. I don't know why I do that. It's weird. But I'm not a stand-up. I'm not a stand-up comedian. So I'm standing up here to tell you guys right now, I do like to talk, however. Yeah. Once I realized that like stand-up is pretty much like a free therapy sesh for 10 minutes, I was literally like, okay, yeah, let's go. Like you guys are forced to sit there listening to my problems. Like, absolutely, let's do this thing. But yeah, I'm serious when I say I'm not a stand-up. I'm a serious actress, I studied acting in school. I got my BFA in acting. I got my MFA in acting. I studied Shakespeare in England, okay? I'm a serious actor, as they would say. So look at where I'm now. I'm off the freeway doing stand-up to 7 people. Look at, Mom, I made it. Yay. I feel so great. But yeah, I went to Syracuse for undergrad. It was a great experience for me because I met so many different people, so many different backgrounds, ethnicities, and everybody wanted to hang out with me, It was crazy. Like, the Asians wanted to hang out with me because they thought I was Blasian, my eyes, The Latinas wanted to hang out with me. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? The Latinas wanted to hang out with me because I did 1 year of Spanish. Hola. Okay. Yeah. And I occasionally listened to like Bad Bunny, right? And the white people wanted to hang out with me because I'm like so cool, But the black people, it was interesting. They didn't know what to do with me, honestly, because I was in the club with them sometimes, and I was like, to the window, to the wow, to the sweat drop down my brow, and they're literally looking at me like, what the fuck is this bitch on? And I'm like, Drew Barrymore, bitch, that's what I'm on, pure white. All right, it's amazing. But yeah, I had such an eclectic time growing up. Speaking of twerking, I did grow up in a black church, so that's something. Let me just tell you guys. So black churches are not like white churches, right? It's not like, oh, right. It's like literally like a 90-minute twerk session with like the occasional preacher going like, amen, hallelujah. Like it's literally just a twerk session. Like I didn't know if I needed to like throw my money like in the donation basket or like at the choir people twerking, because literally like they were going extremely hard. I don't know what to do, but yeah, it was crazy. Just a lot of twerking. But you know, I had a very eclectic experience growing up. And it's still pretty eclectic now. So like I recently moved to Santa Monica, Venice from Philadelphia. Does anybody else live in Santa Monica, Venice area? Yay. So we're the only two rich people here. Great. Okay. But yeah, it was amazing. Like I moved there and I get to do a lot more things that I didn't get to do in Philadelphia. One is skateboarding. Skateboarding fanatic. I love doing it. It's great exercise. You know, I like put my headphones in, I zone out. You know, I shouldn't put my headphones in, but I do. I zone out. It's amazing. But in the skateboard community in like Santa Monica and Venice, it's crazy because it's like, if you get like a nod or a hey from like a gruffy looking like Venice boy, you know, like, hey, what's up? You're like in the club. You know, you're cool now. You're like a cool skater chick, you know? It's like a rite of passage, right? So I'll just be like skateboarding in the parking lot, you know, whatever, doing my thing. And there's this like gruffy looking Venice boy. And he's like nodding at me and like waving, saying stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I did it. I am a part of this skating community now. This skateboard community. I feel so good. I'm amazing. On top of the world, right? 5 minutes later, this other guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, I love your skating. I am so sorry on behalf of all the men in the world for what this man is saying to you. I'm like, what? Apparently the whole time he was screaming sexually explicit things to me. Yeah, the entire time. So like the whole time he was literally like, I want to suck on your titties. Like, let me grab that ass. And I'm like, hi, yes, yay, amazing. Back at ya, like, woo. And the crazy part is I kept like skating over by him because I thought he was literally like complimenting my moves. So I'm like doing more moves, like, see this? And he's like doing that. And I'm literally like, yay, like, yes, woo. It's like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. Like sometimes I'll like think to myself, like, why am I single? And then like shit like that happens to me. And I'm like, that's exactly why. Exactly why. But yeah, who else is like annoyed as fuck with like this dating situation in LA? Anybody else? Anybody? Okay, you all are happy in love. Fuck you. Okay. No, but yeah, I'm serious. I hate it, you know, because I realize that if you come to it with like a fuck it attitude, you're like luckier with the dates. I feel like, you know what I mean? You know, like people really like people who don't give a shit. You know, they also like psychopaths and they also like crazy people. You know, like, have you seen those like true crime dramas? Yeah. Like people get so wet for like the murderers. I don't get it. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, psychopaths and murderers, you know, psychopaths. Like I was talking to my friend the other day and she was like, oh my God, my boyfriend, like, he locked me in the closet again, girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, and you're still with him? Like, how are you still, he's still dating you? I don't get it. Like, what is this? I don't get it. But anyway, like Luigi Marione, right? This man killed a CEO. And as we speak, there are people lined up outside of his cell ready to suck him off. Like literally, like they're like everybody I talk to, they're like, oh my God, I want to suck his dick so bad. Like the police better get him before I do because I'm going to kill him with my sex. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does that make sense? Literally, because and I don't get it. Meanwhile, if I double text someone, oh my God, you're a fucking crazy person. Get the fuck away from me, you nutcase. I don't get it. Like, what is the psychology behind that? Because like, okay, psychopaths, like they think of it this way, like psychopaths hot, right? Murderers, I want to ride your dick. Double texters, jail immediately. Now, get the fuck away. But I don't know. I mean, I can't put all the blame on other people instead, you know, because sometimes I've been lucky. I've had a couple dates, you know, and I go back to the apartment with him, you know, and he gets all sexy, right? And and he cracks open a bottle of wine and he takes off his clothes and he's looking at me and he's like, you like what you see? You like what you see? No, I don't like what I see. Not at all. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I love this. Amazing. I'm just going to actually head out. And he was like, no, wait. He was literally so desperate. He started chasing me around the apartment like, wait, Come back! I need to tell you something. Please come back. Oh, where are you? Like, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm literally like traumatized. I still have PTSD from it. Like, I can't even hold this mic right now because I'm like, okay. Like, I can't even, I don't want, okay, you know what? Somebody take the mic away because I can't. Thank you guys so much. It's been really amazing. Yeah. I will be standing outside giving Venmo. Thanks for laughing.
You give me back the mic on that joke?
Yeah.
Really?
So
Jeez, all right. It's ridiculous. Anyways, once again, Elizabeth Baker, who I thought was British.
That's why I didn't talk to you guys in the beginning. I was like, I don't want to do the job.
I was like, yeah, because she was whispering. I was like, oh.
I get it now.
So, all right, because you were whispering, I'm like, all right, she's not going to go up. She's got laryngitis. There's no way she's going to go up. And then, yeah, whatever. Jeez, I don't know. Anyways, I so desperately want to visit a black church because, or actually, to be honest, I want to play drums in a black church. I've been a drummer since the 1900s. And playing drums in a black church looks like one of the funnest things you can do. It's all energy, like all the time. But speaking of energy, I don't know anything about this next guy, so we'll see how it goes. But hopefully he will address why he answered like the Kool-Aid man, oh yeah, to the possum question. Please give it up for Jacob McGregor.
Thank you very much. Great, huge crowd tonight. Everything I ever hoped and dreamed of when I went to LA to chase my dream of becoming a stand-up comedian. Awesome. Awesome possum. I really don't have any prior relationship with the possum community, possum lovers. I was just trying to support the cause. Yes, I have heard of possum. Let's see. I'm Jacob, and where do people live in LA? I'm new to LA, and I'm just curious. I heard some Santa Monica, Venice, some London, some Venice, Santa Monica, Inglewood, Westwood, Crenshaw. Santa Monica, okay. I live across the street and really have no idea where anything else is. So I've learned the key to LA is just smile and nod when people say neighborhoods you haven't heard of. And then they go, oh, he knows Inglewood. He knows. So quick in. But the one thing about LA is you say the before any major road. And in my experience as a, sports loving, boy growing up, the is for The Ohio State, as in I am Nick Bosa and I played at The Ohio State before going to the NFL, and now it's just, The 405, The 10. I mean, when Nick Bosa was at The Ohio State, he learned to shred through offensive lines. He learned to be an absolute beast, really just a monster. He learned a lot. When I sit on The 405, I'm thinking, geez, we really didn't have to lose that 8th grade CYO basketball game. If I just made those free throws, everything would be different. Was it me? Was it my personality on that date in 9th grade that traumatized me? So I really feel like we got to kill the. But the one thing about LA that I cannot complain about is the weather. Cliche, but it is very lovely here. I know Syracuse. I came from Cornell. Very, very cold. Very cold, but unlike any other school in the world, Cornell is pretty much the only place in the world where you tell someone, "Oh, you went to Cornell. Do you know anyone who's killed themselves recently? Do you know anyone who's suicidal?" Literally any other school, it's just, "Oh wow, college educated, pretty cool." But Cornell, it's just, "Wow, are you suicidal?" And, people treat you like a little bit of a wet blanket. But I just imagine, a Nobel Prize winning team, maybe, whatever discipline, economics, physics, you get some very important people. Maybe they're doing a puff piece in the Times, New York, LA, who cares, whatever paper. And, they go, "Oh, you went to Harvard, and what inspired you to be so, smart and do the thing with the stuff. And the Harvard guy goes, oh, well, when I was at Harvard University, I was looking, at the statue of John Harvard, the school is named for. And I just felt, I need to live up to this man's legacy. Wow. Very impressive, Mr. Harvard. And Mr. Michigan, why, what inspired you to be so competent and capable and successful? Well, I was at the Big House and I saw a big, football game, and they were so inspiring. And if they could win all those big games in the big stadium with all the people and the colors and the shirts and the helmets, maybe I could, do something of my own. Maybe I could, contribute to the world and help cure cancer, and that's great. And Mr. Cornell, you didn't want to just die? You didn't want to die? You're here. You made it. Well, that's good enough for me. That's inspiring, all on its own. And then the puff piece would end. But anyway, the other thought I've been having is, at Cornell, it was cold, and we had this landlady who was just, evil. She turned our heat off in the middle of winter. And, to the swearing point from earlier, I used to do comedy, and I like to keep it clean, so I'm going to, get a little risque, bullcrap. There, I said it. I'm dipping my toe into the water. Oh, boy. It's kind of like going to Vegas, saying I'm just going to have one beer. And then waking up the next morning and, you're explaining to your kid 5 years later, well, your name is, Muhammad Lightning McQueen McGee Magoo. Because, sometimes shit happens, man. That's just, But that door's open. I can curse now. I feel very liberated. But anyway, back to this fucking evil landlady at a college. She turned our heat off. You might think, why would she do that? Very cruel. I mean, cold, winter. We didn't pay, but still really evil thing to do, to turn the heat off. So I'm sitting, freezing, eight parkas, 9 beanies on, and we got to stay at home 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. until the heating guy comes. So I say, you know what, guys, I got it. It's senior spring. I don't have anything better to do. So I just sit on the couch, and I didn't want to get too invested in anything I was going to watch that day, right? Critical scene, the I'm your father, I made him an offer you can't refuse. I'm gay. I don't know. Maybe I don't know the ending of that movie. But I picked nature documentaries. You can't really go wrong with a nature doc. You could pause at any time. Look at the cobra. And they're all British, all these nature documentaries. It's all the same, 3 British guys. Look at the cobra, attack. And look, it's the venomous teeth. And look at the lion with its cub and the marsupial. And the elephant marsupial with he's homeless now. And then, it's sort of, they always digress a little. It goes, wow, would you look at the size of that panda's cock? Enormous. Look at the panda plow its mate. Oh, wow. Wow, what a big cock. And I said, when is the heating guy coming? It's noon. Just ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. We're watching pandas repopulate the bamboo. Oh, my God. So then I said, you know what, turn off the nature doc. I'm making myself a little lunch. Heating guy nowhere to be found. No calling coming. And I think, a better use of this day would be to find $1 million idea. $1 million idea. A multi-million-dollar idea. I need to tap some untapped potential. I didn't have a job lined up at the time. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know I would come here to chase the dream. Woo! Chase the dream. But I had this idea, and I still have this idea, and I'd like to share it with you. What is the most valuable asset you can think of? Shout out. Shout out. Health. Health. Clean water.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Gold.
Gold. What did you say?
Health.
Health? I'm gonna come close here. Human life. Human life, invaluable. You can't put a price on that, Human life. And where does human life start? You know, the stuff you make to make a person cum. You need cum. And I was thinking, you know what? There's cum sales. People sell that stuff. And I said, you know what? I think, me right now, unemployed, no job lined up. We need more of me in this world. We need more of me. So then I think, okay, that's not enough. We have sperm donors. That's not going to cut it. Thank you. And we need to have a vertical integration scheme. So, you start, I'm going to recruit professional lesbian couples. They need a kid. They have no guy in the relationship. So then I say, okay, what else do they need? Lesbians. What do we know about lesbians?
They scissor.
Anyone lesbian? Shout out. Woohoo! There we go. I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but in my experience, what do lesbians love?
Many things.
Lesbians love vacation. So we're going to make the kid, and then we're going to set up a travel agency / summer camp, okay? Okay, for the kids, right? You make the kid, where are they going to send the kid? They need to go on vacation. They need a travel agency, summer camp, get things cooking. Then the kid needs to go to college. We get college consultants. So we really just want to go for the lesbians, cradle to grave, McGregor life services. I think, so I'm thinking about that. And, if you build a better mousetrap, what happens? The world will beat a path to your door. Some, Nobel smart guy said that one time, the direct quote. And who shows up at the door but Kermit the Frog, who is the heating guy. And he says, wow. And I said, I'm going to sell this guy. And he says, oh, I'm here to fix your heat. I'm here to do it. And, I know you look pretty cold, so I'm going to come help you out, fix your heat. And I said, Kermit, forget it. You want Miss Piggy to have you or me? Come on. He's like, oh, well, okay, pitch me. So I pitch Kermit. Kermit, you're going to have a deformed kid, frog, pig, not going to work out. Maybe human pig, better odds. I sell him. And, lo and behold, I had my first customer. And he's been my only customer, really. Kermit's been on hard times. Miss Piggy doesn't really like what I've been doing in the bedroom. So any tips on that, too? I mean, you can make the kid. I don't really want to make the kid, but... that's a lot of pressure. Yeah, any other advice? So I'm still working with Kermit. He's on speed dial, but, right now it's just move to LA, comedy to pay the bills, jerking it to make the mills of dollars. Anyway, thank you very much.
Once again, Jacob McGregor. Did you say you do comedy to pay the bills?
Yeah, that's
How?
the funny part.
Dude, come on. Pay the bills.
What? Anyways, it's fun being here at Marsupial Monday here at LA School of Comedy. We're getting to the back end of the evening. We got 2 heavy hitters coming up. So let's move it along. So like I told him on Instagram, I hope I get to open for you when you get famous. So please give it up for one of my favorites, Griff James.
All right,
Thank you guys. Damn, what an exciting night it's been so far. I'm still riled up from all those F-bombs you dropped, Lee. What's going on with you tonight? I was waiting for you to really cross the line. You just did the F-bomb. I was ready for you to go. All right. I was ready for you to look at me and be like, you fucking Jew. Or like, do some like Blasian, like distasteful,
Give me time.
Okay, next time. We'll ease you into it. Damn. That was crazy. What I want to talk about. Oh yeah, man, there's all these sayings. So I've been thinking about these sayings that are common, but they don't really make sense. Like, have you guys heard taking candy from a baby?
Yeah.
It was easy. It was like taking candy from a baby. But that's hard. It's hard to take, because you take the candy from the baby's going to start crying. And then you got to be like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. I'm Lee. Shut the fuck up. But the baby doesn't speak English, so to the baby you're just like, now it's really crying. And by the time the mom comes out of the bathroom, it's a whole scene at the Starbucks. And she's like, why are you growling at my baby? Get away from my baby. And I'm like, hold on, why'd you go into the bathroom without your baby? You're a bad mom. And there are bad moms out there. I think what this saying should be is it was easy. It was like taking a bunch of boxes out of an old person's garage. Because that's actually easy. Like, I go to my grandpa's house, I turn the volume on the TV up, I take whatever I want. Including his girl. Okay. Another one I've been thinking about is people pleaser. It should just be pleaser. Because we only ever talk to people. You know? No one's like, oh my God, I'm literally such a people pleaser, but I told this giraffe to fuck right off. Poked his head through my roof. I was like, I just got this roof. So I snapped. And he was with his wife. Fuck, it was bad. It's really bad. I got a girlfriend. You're talking about your dating struggles. You're like, is everyone in love? I was like, I am. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in love. It's great. So my girlfriend, she has this really big fear that I'm gonna come out as gay later on. Cause she had this family friend growing up, and the dad, like after multiple kids and all that, he came out as gay later in life and left the mom and all that. And I couldn't believe I was even saying this to her, but I was like, babe, don't worry, like I'm never coming out of the closet, okay? You're safe. I'm so deep in there. Like, you're good. You'll be dead. But that's funny that's a real fear for women, like their man coming out as gay. It's funny that like one woman's nightmare could be a man's dream come true. You know what I mean? Women are like, oh my God, my husband's gay. Men are like, dude, my wife is gay. She's getting a wife. I was like, don't just get one, babe. Get like 7. I'll invite Lee. I'm sorry, Lee. It's just funny to... Fuck, I lost my page. Yeah. But yeah, I'm yeah. What's I gonna say? Yeah. But no, I'm really close with my girlfriend, and it hit me the other day because we were in the car and there's this person jaywalking and they were going really slow across the street, and my girlfriend just went, kill him. And I turned to her, I was like, you might actually be my soulmate. Like, you're actually my soulmate, you know? Because it's like, that's big in a relationship. Like, you gotta be with somebody that also fantasizes about murdering people. Because that's like the spice of life. That's like, for me, that's like the one time in life where I actually feel like I'm in control. Where I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, but I could just like run over a bunch of people. And that makes me keep going, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with a girl that's like, how could you say that? And it's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. That got scary. But yeah, she's been there for me because recently I've been getting depressed, honestly. I've been going through depression. It's hard. It's like the first time in my life I've ever been depressed, because I'm 25 and high school was like really good for me. Like really good. And I've just been kind of coasting on that. But I'm just about done. Like, if high school memories were a smoothie, I'm like tapping the bottom of the cup into my mouth. Yeah. But I wouldn't, you know, it's scary to talk about depression because some people really like jump off buildings and they go too far. They're drama queens. I wouldn't do that because it's like, it's like, because I've had like, all kinds of braces, and it's like, I'm not going to kill myself. That's just a waste. But for me, it's like when I fantasize about like what's my rock bottom, if my life was to be absolutely ruined, I fantasize about like moving to Costa Rica and working on the beach of a 5-star resort. Like, have you guys seen the Barbie movie?
Yeah.
Like Ken's job. Like, that's my version of suicide. Like, I'm gonna just throw it and have no phone and go do that. But it's like, that doesn't sound it's intense to me, but it doesn't sound. My girlfriend was like, "You're depressed? What do you mean you're depressed?" I was like, "Babe, it's really bad. I've been fantasizing about teaching group surf lessons. Okay, I need time." Just talking to this one friend, he was like, "Man, depression is a modern problem. If you were one of the early humans getting chased by a tiger, you wouldn't be depressed." I was like, if I was getting chased by a tiger, I would be extra depressed right now. I'd be like, damn, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm unemployed. I don't even have a business to escape into from this tiger. I just got this tiger on me. All right, whatever, trying new shit. All right, can I open up about my trauma?
Safe space.
Okay, I need to make sure it's a safe space because I'm Gen Z. So if it's not a safe space, I will shoot everyone. So I need to make sure it's a safe space. All right, so I'm from LA, and my big trauma is I come from a fitness household. I was actually raised skinny. Yeah, it's my trauma. And it's like in my house we'd have, how those like pillows with calligraphy? I had one that said, "In this house we count calories." Like, that's what it's a joke, but whatever. It's not that bad. But do you want to know, like, the root of my trauma? So my mom is we're foodies, but we're also savages, my family. It's like, so we were on this trip, and we were sharing this breakfast sandwich. And we could afford 4 breakfast sandwiches, but we just got 1. Look at me. Like, we could have afforded a lot more than 4. Grew up in Santa Monica. But we just got 1, and we would do this thing where we would pass around 1 bite at a time, and if someone took too big of a bite, we'd freak out. We'd be like, hey, you're done. You're done. Like a baseball ump. You're out of here. The sandwich got to me. I really wanted to savor it because it's just like we're passing it around, right? So I closed my eyes and I took a long, slow bite. And my mom went, "Eat it. Don't make love to it." That's a fucked up thing to say to a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
She sexualized the sandwich. My balls hadn't even dropped in yet. But as I matured with age and I've reflected, I was making love to the sandwich. I was tonguing it down. I asked it its zodiac sign. I went too far with the sandwich, you know what I'm saying? I kissed the sandwich like it was the end of the homecoming dance, when you kiss that kid, he's all like sweaty and dirty because he's been hidden the cabbage patch for 3 hours, and now you kiss him and he just like puts his whole tongue in your mouth. Like that's what I did to the sandwich. And it's weird because it gave me like kind of I'm healed now, but it gave me like a fucked up kind of thing about love. You know what I'm saying? Like before this girlfriend, I was with another girl and she was like, "I feel like you don't open up to me. Like we can't really connect on that deep level." And I was like, to be honest, I kind of see you how I see a breakfast sandwich. Like it's my bite right now, but I'm going to have to pass you to my dad. So I can't. All right. Thank you, guys.
Griff James, everyone. I totally get the breakfast sandwich thing. I made breakfast sandwiches for dinner last night. I love breakfast sandwiches anyway. So Is everyone having fun? Come on, let's give it up for everyone you've seen today. It's been an amazing night. Yeah, so if you're watching, this is the kind of comedy you get every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at LA School of Comedy. 7 p.m. Sign up starts at 6:30. $10 gets you 10 minutes, and I feel that's the best deal around. So without further ado, Aaron, are you going up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then it's not you. I'm sorry. I was gonna. You're after him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I forgot about Aaron. Oh my God, what a terrible host. I forgot about Aaron. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Oh, but you should get excited because Holly is really funny. I mean, Sherry. Sorry, your name is Sherry.
I'll answer this.
I don't know. Can I call you Felicia? I don't know. I'm just gonna invent new names for everyone. You are gonna be Bart Tarkenton. No, I'm just kidding. So everyone. So this live comedy would not be possible without an engineer or a sound person, and tonight it's been Aaron McIntyre. So please give it up for Aaron McIntyre, who's also going to tell us a few jokes. Are you good?
Thanks a lot. It's Bart Tarkington.
Bart.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the gout. How's everybody doing? It's I don't want to pressure you, because it is a safe space. It's a safe space, Griff. Hey, we're not gonna make you clap, like every 5 minutes. By the end of a comedy thing, I'm like exhausted. It's like, quit asking me to clap, for God's sakes. My name is Aaron. It's Aeron. It's a little different. Think of aeronautics instead of aardvark. Because it should be Aaron, if you think about it. Aaron, right? And Erin should be Erin. But Erin is the gay way to spell it. It's Erin. There's no Aarons in here tonight? Anybody out there with an Aaron name? It's fine. I'm sorry, but yeah. It's gayer than the name I changed from. So, yes, I am on my third name. Yeah, three. Well, actually, the second one was 2 of my names with one of them replaced, and that was on the spot. Just decided, yeah, I don't really like myself, so I think I'll just change my name, and then I'll become a new person. That's what I did every time. Any Air Force or military brats in the audience? It's really fun. You get to see the world. It's really great. You get to move every 2 years. So right about the time you're making friends, you got to move. And so you get really good at meeting people, being acquaintances, but, no long-time friends. So if anybody's looking for a long-time friend, I'm right here. I also have to say, Johnny, that was an incredible Italian Australian. I was like, okay, he's from Australia, but he's a transplant, right? He came from Italy, and then came down there and put the shrimp on the barbie. But he went to barbie. He put the shrimp on the barbie. Love those Italian Australians. They're fantastic. I was thinking about all the Republicans. The Republicans. Okay, let's talk about the Republicans since none of them are in this room, right? Any Trump supporters in here? Anybody used to be a Trump supporter and is now not a Trump supporter? Anybody who's a Trump supporter who's just afraid to say that they're a Trump supporter in this room of pizza baby eating Democrats? Because that's what we are. We just love to eat them babies. Love them babies. I just think it's so funny. They want to come in and fire all the people, right? They want to fire all these people in the departments. They want to get rid of all this shit. Cut down. We got to cut down that government. So they're going to fire all these people, and they're going to send all the Mexicans out of the country, and so there's going to be nobody to work those manual labor jobs that these guys. I mean, you drive down the 5, man. These people are working their asses off. And we're going to send them away. So I guess they're just thinking that the people from the different departments will take those jobs, right? Because I'm sure that they're going to want to do that. They're going to need a job real bad. Or maybe they could get the insurrectionists to do it, right? Once they get out, we'll just put them on those Mexican jobs. We'll just give them the not the January 6th insurrectionists. I'm talking about Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, all those insurrectionists who are trying to take over the real government. It's the real government. What else was I going to say? Memory. So I don't have a very good memory. I have a pretty bad memory. Matter of fact, a lot of people, every time I say that to somebody, they always go, "Oh yeah, me too." Everybody's got a bad memory. No. You have no idea. 6 times I have been driving home and realized that I was actually coming here. 6 times. That's pretty bad. And it's LA, so you take a right turn, you take a left turn, you're actually taking a right and a right because you never know where the fuck you're going because the roads are they're all over the place. But also every time people say, "Oh yeah, I walk into a room and I forget why I'm going in there," and everybody goes, "Oh yeah, I do too," and I'm like, "Yeah, but do you then forget where you came from and what you were doing before and then remember something else and now I'll go over here and I'll do that thing and then that's what I was doing and then I'll walk over and I'll forget again." So it's like 6 times. There was one time I was with this woman, okay? And we're up, yeah. That's right. That's right, baby. So I'm with this woman, and we're love making. Okay, we're making the sweet love, and stole that from Patty. The sweet love. Actually, he stole it from a bunch of other comedians, but that's okay. So anyway, we're making love, and I go, "What did I come in here for?" Yeah, she wasn't happy. I actually haven't had sex in about 14 years, so. Well, it's dog years, so you do the math. Seriously, Johnny, do the math, please. What is it, 14? Okay, it's 2. It's 2. 2 years. I only say that because, it's good for a pity fuck. I'd definitely rather have a pity fuck than a relationship. Am I right? Is that a terrible thing to say? Is it? Did the lights go down here? Seems to be getting darker. Not only do I have the memory problem, I'm also bipolar. I'm medicated, so don't worry. I'm not gonna, dissolve into a puddle mess here or jump at you and go, "Oh my God, you're my best friend." That didn't get me many friends when because you cycle through, and that's the thing is that after a while people get really tired of you going, "Oh my God, isn't the world amazing? God, we are part of one another. Our cells are complete." And going between that and being like, "Just give me some ice cream, please." And there's months on end, and that's the bad part, So that's okay. It's all right. I'm medicated, so I'm happy all the time now. Everything is great. I never have a bad day. No, but it is. It's like a daily thing now. So people can get used to one or the other, And ADD, of course. Everybody's got that, right? Yeah. Everybody's got that. And what else? Oh, God. Mother hot dog! Oh, Tourette's. I always forget about that one, because it only comes up every once in a while, And, I don't have Tourette's. Okay, I don't. No disrespect to any Tourette's people out there. I don't want to get canceled by the Tourette's community. Not insulting you. I love you. I do love mental illness. I think that I think everybody's kind of mentally ill, right? I mean, we all kind of agree to that. You know, we've all got our little things, maybe a little obsessive compulsive, maybe a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of depression, blah, blah, blah. But so I think that everybody better get some fucking therapy pretty quick. Everybody. If you're not in therapy, it's really important. I've been through about 40 years of therapy now. Yeah, started when I was 8. So, it's dealing with some stuff, tricycles. Fucking tricycles, man. Hated tricycles. Used to go around the neighborhood and just fucking throw the fucking tricycles. My mom saw me one time and she thought that was, maybe we ought to get him into some therapy. And then she went, of course, in their generation, they never went to therapy, right? I mean, nobody needs, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, is what they'd say. I never understood that. You can't fucking pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You can't pull yourself up by anything, right? It doesn't work. So she started going, but I think it was only because she could smoke in the office at the time. That was her smoke break. She'd go once a week, go and smoke a cigarette. Speaking of which, I went and took care of her in the last few months of her life, and I'm not going to do I didn't do a very good job because she died joke, because she wouldn't like that that joke. But anyway, I went and talked to her, and in our house, you could never cuss. You were talking about cursing, right? You could never cuss in my house. We didn't even say fart. We said pop. And I'm like, pop? Where in the fuck do you get pop? And I just figured it out today, actually. It's poop with one of the O's removed. Makes total sense to me. But anyway, we would say pop. We couldn't say anything. One time I said hello, and my brother smacked me, because there was hell in there. But when she, as she was dying, she was just basically dying, she used to listen to these books, and so she'd listen to these detective ones and these westerns and stuff like that. So one day she's laying there in her little lounge chair, and she's got this detective story on, and I came in to get something in the kitchen, and I hear the guy on the thing going, he reached his hand down to her buttocks, reached around the glorious globe, and slid and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, because there's gonna be a tsunami in just a minute, because my mother's gonna go crazy. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get out and I'll let her yell until she falls asleep or something, I don't know. Nothing happened. So the book ended, and I came out and I said, how was it, Mom? And she was sitting there smoking a cigarette. It was interesting, is what she said. The smoking the cigarette was supposed to be the funny part, because she wasn't really smoking a cigarette, because she was 98 years old and she was dying. So she didn't smoke a cigarette, but the smoking the cigarette was after the sex of the book. Yeah, I got to make that clear, don't I? Okay, I'll figure out a way to do that. How do I do that? I think, let's see, what else have I got? Oh, I was talking about the Republicans, and then I never went back to them. See, that's what happens with ADD. So I'm talking about one thing, and it just completely goes out of my head. They're taking the downsizing, right? Or maybe insurrections. Yeah, they do. Okay, I did that. Everything's planned out. They're trying to be fascist, yes. They're going into Congress, and they're purposefully talking about fucking stoves. Right? And we got to save the stoves. We got to save the refrigerators. I mean, they're literally taking up time in Congress talking about gas stoves and shit instead of poverty and the border, which is really important. So they're literally trying to fuck it up so that they can say that that democracy doesn't work, so that they can come in and everybody's going to go, yeah, see, government doesn't work. Meanwhile, they're the one who are doing all the problems, right? That's all I got to say. There's not really a joke in there. It's just something I was thinking. And that's all I got. No, I got a shitload of other stuff, but I don't have time.
All right, AA run.
Oh, yeah, AA run. It's not AA run.
I tried to say it the right way. AA run.
Aaron. This guy, one guy calls me Aaron. You should hear Siri or Alexa when she says it. She goes, Aaron. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not that hard, you know? Because Aaron is supposed to be anonymous, one. And it's supposed to be Aaron. And Aaron, A-E-R-O-N, is actually means comfy chair in Swedish. So I went
From Jordan Peele episode.
the Aaron, yeah. And then the number of times I say my name is Aaron, and they go, "Hey, Aaron!" I'm like, no, it's not Aaron. It's Aaron. It's much more exotic. But yeah, it means comfy chair in Swedish, and so I figured I'd go buy one of them and try it out, you know. So I stood in, you know, walked through the IKEA for 7 hours, and then finally ended up at the fucking kitchen. And you gotta have the Swedish meatballs, am I right? So I had the Swedish meatballs, and I forgot to get one. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much, Aaron McIntyre. You can find me at Aaron McIntyre, and now you know how to spell it.
Once again, Aaron McIntyre, and appreciate your patience with me as a host. I'm still new at this, and I should have gone over there and covered you. And I was like, halfway through, I'm like, boy, I sure hope you know how long your set is, because I haven't been keeping track. And also, it's really presumptuous of me to get up here without notes, because I'm starting to age. And for example, I just finished a kickball league. It was 7 weeks, so I know it takes at least 8 weeks to learn people's names. So before I introduce the headliner, just give me a second. Please give it up for the hilarious, one of our favorites here at LA School of Comedy, Sherry Bright.
Oh my God. A lot of awkwardness with the fist bump. I wouldn't know that you were new. That one, I'm not saying that's a telltale giveaway. Just not keeping time, no fist. All right. I know your people are feeling like low energy. I'm just kind of sensing that, but it's only 8:15, right? We're all glad. All right. So I'm Sherry Bright. I'm a mom who raised 4 children, and the last one just moved out. But now they all live on the East Coast. Yeah, not some of them in that as cold a place, and I missed them so much, less than I thought I would. Thank you, Johnny. But I was actually a very supportive mom, though. I think that joke is misleading. When my kids got into soccer, I was the team coach. When my daughters got into Girl Scouts, do they have that in London? I was the troop leader. When my son got into drugs, I started a cartel. But even when you try to do everything for your kids, they'll still find fault with their parenting. My daughter's college application said, "My mom did too much for me. Now I can't wait to leave home and break free from my mom's help." Can you believe that? It's the best essay I ever wrote. I'm a Jewish parent, so when my kids applied to college, I wanted to encourage them to pick schools with strong Jewish communities. So my approach was honesty. I told my daughter, listen, you're going to college, you're going to get HPV. But wouldn't it be nice to get it from a boy named Ezra? When you drop your kids off at college, you get this overwhelming feeling that it's your last chance to give life advice. So before you drive off, you can't help but be like, make good choices. Be kind. Oh, don't send nudes. But when you do, don't show your face. Oh, in your 40s, people are going to try to convince you need filler. You don't. Just Botox. Why are you running? My son was home from college this summer, and he was going to invite some friends over. And he's like, Mom, please don't try and act cool in front of my friends. I'm like, OMG, I won't. Besides, you're low-key giving sus vibes, and it's not that deep. I've always wanted to be a grandma, and to improve my chances, I did everything I could. Right? I had 4 kids. I taught them the importance of family. I made sure they all knew it really doesn't feel as good with a condom. But I want to have grandkids while I'm young enough to play with them. And I feel like my kids are not respecting my grandma biological clock. So I finally sat them all down. I'm like, listen, you want to have grandkids with me? Your window is closing. Yeah. If you don't want, I gave you the best years of my life. And if you don't want kids, you should have told me that at the beginning instead of carrying around those baby dolls like it meant something. Also, I want to be a GILF, and my time is running out. I'm glad you're laughing because you think I'm a GILF. But I'm sad you're laughing because you think also my time is running out. It's unclear how to process. I want to know what's going on with my teenagers, but if you act too interested, they won't tell you anything. So I always keep the conversation light. I let them bring stuff up. You know, my son was like, hey, I did my laundry. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Did you also do that girl Beth from Science? If your teenagers do open up to you, you can't start lecturing them. You got to stay cool. The other day, my daughter was like, I think I might have a boyfriend. I'm like, that's chill. Your first relationship is what you base your self-esteem on. And sometimes you think that person is your twin flame. But be careful, because you know that's what happened with me and your father. And once there's a baby and a mortgage, you'll learn that love is not enough. Or like, whatever. Whatever. Note to self, ask about chill. I'm proud that I helped all 4 of my kids get along, because I know when I'm gone, they'll have each other. But now that they're all adult friends, I feel like the outsider trying to fit in. I'm like, hey, I eat gummies now. Well, I mean, I would if you guys thought it was cool. I want to be friends. But no matter what I do, they keep mom zoning me. They're like, listen, Mom, you're great. But I think we should just be family. Now you're wondering, Sherry, how do I know if I've been mom zoned? And you're all moms out there. How do I know if I've been mom zoned? Well, if your kids are still on your cell phone plan, but they don't want to answer your calls, you've been mom zoned. They want to be picked up from the airport, but don't want to talk about their trip, you've been mom zoned. And if the kids only reach out to you when they need money, you're a parent. That's everybody. I could tell the other day my kids texted me on a thread they didn't realize I was on. My son was like, Boomer called because she can't do Instagram. And my daughter was like, yeah, just like Grandma, she told me the same story again. So I was like, well, you guys didn't even realize I was on this thread. So who's a boomer now, bitches? Thank you, Johnny. I feel like I wasn't slutty enough in college. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Feel seen. But, you know, I married, honestly, the first man I had a real relationship with, and I ended up in a verbally abusive marriage. So giving my kids, the laughing from John, they're totally appropriate laughter in that quadrant. So giving my kids advice can be challenging. I'll sit down with my oldest, like, listen, honey, I know you think what you need is a man who's got a good job, who's compassionate, who shares your values, but what you really need is to sit on a lot of different faces. Don't follow your heart. Follow your puss for a few years, babe. You know what builds character? Herpes. Yeah. That's my version of fuck. When my kids were young, I worked hard, anyway, to teach them conflict resolution. My kids were hard. Whoa! Retract. I really did everything I could to teach them conflict resolution. There was 4 of them, so it was like a survival skill. By the time they were in middle school, they were so good at it. I was like, great. Now who wants to tell Daddy I'm leaving? So even though I am getting divorced, I should pause there for a little celebratory clap from yeah, okay, that one's warranted. Even though we're not a couple, we still get together for our kids' life events, the graduations. But what's cool is now when my husband misbehaves in front of our kids, I don't feel like I have to make excuses. You know, in the past, my son would be like, why did Daddy slam the door? And I'd be like, Daddy's stressed. Now I'm like, he's a bitch who wants to play Monopoly. Our kids still want us to go on vacation together so we can all be together as a family. But I explained, that's just going to take time. And my daughter's like, oh, I get it. You're waiting till you and Dad have a better relationship. And I was like, no, I'm waiting till I have a hot young boyfriend named Marcus who bench presses me in the living room. My husband was a very difficult man to be married to, which I have tried to hint at. But so when I told him that I wanted out, that I wanted a divorce, I was shocked because for the first time in our relationship, he took responsibility for his behavior. He was like, Sherry, I can see now that I was really unfair. I was so hard on you. And you have no choice but to leave me. I'm sorry. He was so mature about it. I was like, do you want to get coffee after this? But I was still scared of that man, so I hired a lawyer who was a badass. Like the kind of woman who's never been married. She's always smoking a cigarette, and she's got a jar of testicles sitting on her desk. She doesn't even have a secretary, just some gimp in a latex suit. He's not a good secretary. When I call the office, he's like, I'm like, OMG, take out the ball gag. My lawyer is my favorite part of the divorce. He's trying to stay awake here. You guys, God bless you. My lawyer is, I can say that to everybody at different parts of my set. She is my favorite part of the divorce because for the first time in my entire marriage, my husband was vulnerable with me when he found out which attorney I'd hired. He immediately called me in tears, and he's like, Sherry, could you please tell your lawyer to be fair with me? Wow, I mean, at that point, I couldn't help but masturbate. He's like, Sherry, you still there? I'm like, almost. Parenting does not get any easier as your kids get older. My son, the other day, got a tattoo. He was nervous to tell me, but he knows I don't, because in the Jewish faith, it's kind of frowned upon, so he's nervous to tell me, and he's like, are you mad? I'm like, Jeremy, your father hates tattoos. Have you considered getting a full sleeve? You might too. So yeah, I'm on the dating scene now for the first time in my 50s. I'm not that self-conscious about my body, though. I feel like women, as we get older, shouldn't have to be ashamed of our bodies, and a lot of us work really hard on it. Sometimes I worry that I'm even a little too cocky to date. I mean, I've got the confidence of a 20-year-old guy on Tinder. That's why I keep posting photos of myself where I'm like topless holding a fish. Thank you. I'm at a point where I don't need a lot from a man. I've got my kids. I don't need money. I live in Santa Monica. And I tell guys, all I want is a supportive partner. But asking a man for emotional support, actually, how did I rewrite this? But men treat emotional support like I treat butt stuff. They're like, I'm afraid it'll hurt. I mean, I tried it once in college, but I was drunk. Most of them aren't into it, and those that are too into it. All right, let's try that one. How much time do I have, Aaron?
I flashed you a couple minutes ago.
I'm done?
Yeah, you're done, babe.
I'm done. Woo! We're ending on the butt stuff. Thank you. What am I? Nice.
Ending on butt stuff here at LA School of Comedy. Please give it up for Sherry Bright and all the comedians you've seen tonight here on Manic Monday at LA School of Comedy. Once again, we do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Sign-up start at 6:30. And here at LA School of Comedy, we believe that if anyone has told you that you're funny, you probably are. So write it down and bring it from the page to the stage. And see you up here. So until next time, thanks for watching.
Are you guys taking any time off over the holidays?
I have no idea.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye, everyone.
I have a comment for yours.
Okay, tell me.
You said
We still on?
you'll